Hello everyone, Only Draven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today we're going to be talking about how to make some of the easiest fuel for the fission reactors. There's a lot of different types of fuel that can be used to power a fission reactor. But I'm going to show just what I find to be the easiest, kind of the starter one to make. It's been requested a lot. If you find the video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like. But most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. Okay, so today we're going to be using a couple different recipes, but we're going to start here in the JEI. So as you can see here, if you do a search for fuel, there are a lot of different fuels. All these different pellets will power your fission reactor. Okay? And if you hold shift over them, it's going to show you a couple things, such as their base process time, base power, and base heat generation. So how much heat is it going to add to the usage of your reactor? How much power is that one going to make? And of course, the base process time overall. So again, there are the higher numbers can be better, but with the heat generation, you want to make sure that you've got enough cooling to offset that. So we're going to go into the very first one here, which is TBU fuel. It is one of the more basic ones, doesn't create a lot of heat. It only does basically a minimal amount of power, but if you've got a good sized reactor, that's okay. And then basic process time. As you can see, there are more advanced ones, but we're going to start today with just the TBU fuel, which is really the best and easiest one to start with, because you really only need one component, and that component is thorium. So thorium can be got in several different ways. You can mine it. Thorium can be found in the Lost Cities world as well as Twilight Forests. If you have a laser drill, it will also pull thorium out, although that process can be a bit slow. This is one of the few situations that using the Resource Hogs mod can be really helpful, because once you've got a couple of thorium, once you've mined a few, you can make yourself a bucket of mud with the thorium mud, and you'll get your thorium truffles. And then the truffles, 4 truffles, basically makes you a thorium. So that's a really easy way to start stocking it up. The Resource Hogs themselves can be pretty slow in production, but there's a few items like thorium which are just harder to get that I do recommend using that as a stable source. So once you've got your thorium, you can smelt it into bars. You've got your thorium bars. Now, to make your actual TBU fuel, you're going to need thorium-232. You're going to need 9 of those. So 9 of those will give you 1 TBU fuel. Now, to get that from our thorium, we're going to need an isotope separator. So an isotope separator is 4 basic plating, 2 redstone, a machine chassis, and 2 electric motors. You're also going to need a power source. And for this one, I am using, of course, a energy battery, energy extraction cable, and that is wirelessly being powered by solar power, as you can see over there, using wireless energy transfer. You can find tutorials on how to do that on my channel. So I've already got an isotope separator set down. When you look into it, it can be a very slow process. By putting thorium or your item of choice in this left box, it will slowly fill across here until it gives you the item. So if you click show recipes, you can see there's a lot of different things you can do in here. Uranium, boron, lithium, a lot of different things will give you different materials. But today we're going to start with the very first one, which is thorium. And you can use thorium dust, or you can use a thorium ingot. Either one will give you the thorium-232 that you're looking for. Now, to speed this process up, you can use speed upgrades and energy upgrades up to a stack of 64. Speed upgrade will make this process faster, and an energy upgrade will mean you'll use less energy in order to do that process. So doing the same amount of energy based on the amount of speed upgrade you have, I do recommend matching those. So if you have 30 and 30, 24 and 24, 64 and 64, easy way to make sure that it's not going to use up all your power or outpace your machine. So we're going to grab ourselves some thorium ingots here, and we are going to right click, and we're going to go ahead and just drop those in there. And you can see how quickly that's processing. And it's giving me the thorium-232 that I need. It's also giving me a tiny clump of thorium-230. That can be used for other materials and recipes later, so it's a great little side component to save up for some of the more advanced items and fuels. But the thorium-232 is really the big thing we're looking for. So we just go over to the crafting table of our choice, space those in there, and you have a TBU fuel. Very easy to make, so not real complicated. I know that a lot of the fuels can be a lot more involved with making. Some of these components, if you look, you're going to need fluid infusers and things of that nature. A lot of more advanced process, and I will cover some more of those, how to make the better fuels, in a later video. I just wanted to do a real basic one to get people started. So I just recently did a tutorial on how to make the basic fission reactor, and this was probably the most commonly asked questions. So if you're not sure how to build a fission reactor, you will find that tutorial on my channel as well. So once you've got that all cleared up, you can make yourself a bunch of the TBU fuel. And once you use the different fuels in the fission reactor, it will turn them into basically a used or empty TBU fuel. It is going to convert it into a thing. You want to hang on to those. Don't scrap those, because some of those can be repurposed or recycled into components that you can use later. So once your TBU fuel has been spent, be sure to hang on to it because there's other ways to convert that into very useful components. But that's just the most basic fuel you can use to run your fission reactor. A pretty easy process. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to throw those down in the comments, as well as any recommendations you have for other tutorials that you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4. Always looking for recommendations. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.